sometimes being a freelancer and entrepreneur is a really difficult thing. You have such an incredible support system that has, given you faith, belief, and your fear of death. I think that's a trade-off. Like, you have this vision and you have this confidence, and it's like you've been punched in the face, and then like you weren't gonna even be here at a certain point in time if like things didn't happen the way they happened. Can you tell me more about how impactful a team is and how you picked up such a ability to lead?
I think a good team is built, it's not bought. Especially when you don't have money. Money is so important when it comes to starting a new business. You need capital for things. When you don't have capital to do anything, you still have a big dream and a big vision to take over the world and see how big you can do something.
Yeah.
Then you need to be very good at projecting that onto other people. And then that's when your team will build. That's when you know that the people who are with you are there, not because they're getting paid, but because they know that they could do something way bigger than whatever it is that they're doing at that current moment in time. So, you start projecting that vision onto other people. Usually it's the people who are the closest to you, which are your friends and your family. And then once they get the bug, they see it, and that's when things start going into motion, I guess. So building the team that we have built has taken time and a lot of faith, really, in making sure that whatever it is that we were putting our time into, it was going to work. It's going to work. And half the time you don't even know if it's going to work, but you're just like, it's going to work. It's going to work. It's going to work. And that's it. And you just go on from there. So starting a company from zero, get yourself a nice team that will believe in everything that you're trying to say and achieve, and then figure out how to take care of the money side of things.
The quickest way possible.
Yes and no. For our team, realistically, we were stuck between starting something for ourselves and surviving. And I say that because all my partners, they've never been one to take from anybody. Like, even if mom and dad were trying to give us some money to do something, we would be like, no.
I don't want to, because you sacrificed so much for me.
Yeah, you already did everything that you had to do. Yeah. I'm here. I could be back in Venezuela and things could be very different. But they already went ahead and sacrificed their own lives to come here, build, establish some roots here, make sure that we get a good education, make sure that we were fed, roofed, everything. Now it's time for me to come out of my shell, I guess, and do whatever it is that I have to do, and I'm not going to go ahead and accept money from my parents, or any of us, for that matter. So it came to starting a company to survive. And from there, we've just figured it out.
Would you say that you're talented or hardworking?
I would say I'm hardworking.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm hardworking to be talented. Like, I'm not a savant by any means. But if I want to do something, I will figure it out.
Do you have savants on your team?
Yeah, everybody on my team is a savant.
So how do you balance?
No, I'm kidding.
Okay, but how do you balance, like, really talented? Like, how do you create an environment and an ecosphere for people that are talented to feel at home here in HGAP Studios? Is it something that you have been instilled with, or this is something that has been cultivated and learned throughout the years of your
At the end of the day, you have to understand that people have been viewing jobs as jobs when realistically it's their lives. So when you go into an office for 9 hours out of the day, that's not a job, man. That's your life. You know, you're sitting there for 9 hours out of that day, you know, like, and yeah, you're accomplishing a goal or something, but to me, we don't see a job as a job. We see this as more of like, hey, like, remember that you're a human being and you're living your life, and we want to make this experience that you have in here with us as pleasurable as possible. Because at the end of the day, my biggest concern for my whole entire team and everything that we do is that we're happy. And I've already mentioned that. You know, so I have to make sure that everybody's happy no matter what it is that they're doing. And if they're not happy doing whatever it is that the task is at hand, then we're not going to do it. Let's not do it. Or let's take you off this
project, you know? Or just take you
project or accounts or whatever it is. We just want you to be happy. Every once in a while, you know, if you knew the internals of us, I set people aside and I'm like, talk to me. What's going on? Is everything okay? Like, I always ask them, are you happy? And I know that they want me to know that the answer will always be yes, but it's not always yes. You know? Oh, this is happening, this is happening, this is happening. Okay, that's all things that we can fix. You know, how do we fix it? How do we make it feel where, again, this is not just a job. You come here because you want to. Even the creatives outside of HGAB, you know, people who do come into the space, we want to make them feel the same way. Like, they're coming in here to do a job, realistically, but we want them to have as much fun as humanly possible while they're in here. That's why it's very important to me that the customer service is just out of hand. You know, you don't want to go somewhere where people treat you like crap, and people shouldn't go to places where they treat you like crap. You know, we're humans at the end of the day. It doesn't matter. And yeah, that's it. And anything that I will ever do will have always that, like, how are you feeling? How is the experience? You know?
Yeah, it does translate.
Thank you.
In the beginning of the podcast, you're just like, whoa. I was just like, yeah, is this how it is?
Really? Right, what you were saying. So it's cool, man. Sorry, I rant.
No, you're good. You're a savant.
Yeah, right. Nah, man. Not by any means.
No, I believe that to come to a point in my life where I started off with graphics, then I did photo, and then I transitioned to video, it was usually the programs that got in my way. Okay. But it's always the mind shift. Like, the way that I'm communicating with this program, I can do it better, I can be more efficient in it.
Okay.
The way that you see people, I can be more efficient and I can be more empathetic. Right. I think there's a profound ability that you have to be empathetic, and if you're not going to say, yeah, you're a savant at that, because at your age, there's just a level of etiquette and skill that you've displayed and translated within your team, and I think I understand why, which is really nice.
Thank you.
I wish I could use this studio space more often, but I don't live here.
Okay, well.
But it's always here.
You never know, yeah. It's always here. The doors are always open, man. Yeah. Doors are always open.
How do you feel about social media?
I don't dislike it. It's something that we use as a company to help other companies get their word out. I think if it's used correctly, it could be very, very beneficial to people. I think with information comes knowledge. Unfortunately, sometimes that information could be false, and it's happened to us already. Not us internally as HCAP, I'm saying, like, as a state, as a country.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of false information is flying around everywhere, and we have to be very careful as to how do we decipher that information. But I don't think it's a bad thing. It's going to connect us. It's going to do something greater than just social media.
To end this off, Kendrick, you've been an incredible guest. I am very honored. I think that this time frame is short. I think that we needed a longer time frame.
I think so.
I will pay for the second hour of time frame at another time.
It's got to be a part 2.
There's going to be a part 2. There's definitely going to be a part 2, but for the sake of this episode, because I have deadlines. If your younger self wanted to start now, should they start? Yes or no, and tell us why.
I think if my younger self wanted to start anything, they should start now. No matter what the hell it is. They should just start. And that could be said to myself and to anybody else out there interested in starting anything. The hardest part is to start. After that, just gotta keep going.
And figure it out and navigate.
Figure it out, man. Everything is a hurdle. Everything is but every time you cross one of those hurdles, you that much more on top. That's it.
So it's a constant progression in life. And if you start now, it's like the skills that you develop will carry on into other creative fields and avenues and channels.
Totally. Yeah. It's an evolution. Everything is an evolution in our lives, in our business lives, and everything. It's where am I? Where do I want to go? How do I get there?
And how do I present it, document it?
Yeah.
Because you don't want to live a life that's not worth remembering.
Well, luckily enough, it's all up here, which is fun. For now. 100%.
Until you're a cyborg.
Yeah, until we're uploaded into a computer somewhere, traveling in space. It's like, wait, did I used to shoot? Nah.
To wrap this up, as you are the first person that I interviewed as a creative business entrepreneur, and this is the first studio podcast with HGAB. Thank you, HGAB Studios, for sponsoring this podcast. And if you can do me the honors of how you can help people go directly to you for any questions, for any collaborations, or to just be more involved with your community.
Right. So if you're a creative out there, or you're an entrepreneur who is thinking of starting something or has already started something and just kind of need a little bit of guidance and resources, I would encourage you guys to come to HGAP Studios if you're in Miami. We would be more than happy to assist in any way that we can, and I mean that with the bottom of my heart. Like, if you have a dream and you have a vision and you want to make that happen, come to HGAP. That's it. You can actually find us on Instagram at HGAB_studios, and it's HGAB_STUDIOS. The website is hgabstudios.com.
And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. And this is the end of Should I Start podcast. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for having me.
And then we're going to definitely do another episode in season 2.
Cool. I like it. Thank you, man.
So I hope you guys love this video and the videos that I have been producing.
Let's go.
I love the people. I love the guests. If there's any feedback that you would like to give me, please let me know in the comments below. Yes. If you can please subscribe. If there's any way that I can improve on it, let me know. I'll be glad to hear it. And I also want to know what's on your mind. This is an ongoing conversation.
Let's go.
I want to understand you guys more. I want to provide more value, more content for you. Yeah. So if there's anything that I can do, just please let me know. I'll gladly help out to the best of my abilities to provide you this content.
You're crushing it, bro. Let's go.